Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. As you know, recently I went to Vegas for an event for a group called RISA, which they're helping people come up with some creative investments in this really one of the most difficult economies in our nation's history. And I got to meet a lot of cool groups and different organizations. And one of the ones I got to meet was a group that was from my neck of the woods where I grew up. And it's called the Great Lakes Fund Solutions. I got to meet one of the reps there, but I think I have the one of the managing partners of the organizations. Is that correct, Mark?
It's the president. Mark Lancaster, the president.
I've got the president, Mark Lancaster, on the program. And by the way, the website is glfsi.com. First of all, give us your elevator speech just to get us started.
Well, we provide software as a service for people who sponsor investment funds to keep track of their investors and to host a web-based portal for the investors and the advisors who sold the fund to see documents and other information. We also offer an outsourcing service using our own system, which is called eSuperior, to serve as the transfer agent and a full back office outsourcing supporting investment funds.
Okay. And you're out of the Chicago, Illinois area, aren't you?
North of Chicago, that's right.
Yeah. You got a great picture of Michigan Avenue on your website. I love Michigan Avenue, one of my favorite places to visit in Chicago. Tell us a little bit, who's a client for your firm?
Well, historically, the company started in 1982, and being based in Chicago, we attracted managed futures funds as clients, public managed futures funds. And then expanded more recently into other types of direct participation programs, including non-traded REITs, oil and gas limited partnerships, and other investment funds, primarily ones that are sold through independent broker-dealers and registered investment advisors.
Mm-hmm. And you are, basically you provide the technology to help administer this in a really clean and professional way and really to keep it manageable.
Well, yes. An investment fund might begin tracking investors on an Excel spreadsheet. And, they might end up getting a little more sophisticated over time. But when it comes to hosting a secure web portal, that both the advisors and the investors can access, as well as the fund sponsor themselves, that ends up being a bridge too far for many of them. And, when you think about it, developing this technology to support an investment fund, generate tax reporting, allocating income to investors, and hosting that web portal, what's going to be more economical, using a system that many fund sponsors use, or developing all that in-house and supporting that with your own IT staff?
Yeah.
The answer is outsourcing.
Yeah. What's the typical size of the clients that you work for? Do they range pretty wildly?
It's all over the board. We have funds that have been above $1 billion. We have funds that are special purpose vehicles for a few investors that are just over $1 million.
Yep, absolutely. Tell me how 2013 is faring compared to years in the past.
It's looking great. We're expanding nicely into oil and gas limited partnerships. That segment is growing like gangbusters. And we took on our first real estate fund earlier this year, and hoping to expand into non-traded REITs during the course of the year. Managed futures funds, our mainstay is kind of a counter-cyclical investment, and that is a bit of a slow segment right now. So I think going forward we'll have a nice balance of different types of clients.
Has getting into the energy arena been a game changer for you?
Yes, I mean, it's a segment that's going to continue to grow in the United States for decades to come. Many of those investment funds have immature back offices in terms of using very basic ways to, like spreadsheets to account for investors. And, I think we've got a very robust system that has great disaster recovery benefits and has an auditable trail to recreate data when problems happen.
So, how big is your company?
Big. We're relatively small at this point. We are 12 people.
Yeah. Well, you have as many as you need.
Well, it's a scalable business. We have the company used to be called Mark Systems Corporation, and it developed software for third parties. And then over time, we developed software to provide services to clients, and the common denominator is that it's technology oriented and scalable.
Yeah. Is everything you do on the cloud?
Yes, it is all cloud-based.
Yeah, and that's beneficial. I believe that's beneficial both to you and to your clients, really.
Totally, it's the wave of the future for those disaster recovery reasons that I mentioned. Additionally, it allows you to act as part of the fund sponsor because you're both using a web-based product that there's full transparency. Either party can decide to enter if there's if one client decides to use the software and do all the data entry themselves, and yet they run into a medical emergency or something where they have a staff member that's not going to be in the office for a number of months, then we can pick that up and do that for them and turn that job back over to them when the person returns to the office.
Very good. Mark Lancaster, he's been our guest. He's with a company called Great Lakes Fund Solutions. That's Great Lakes Fund Solutions. His website is glfsi.com. The I stands for Inc., glfsi.com. And delighted to spend time with you today.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask my producer to get some information from you. And again, enjoyed having you on the program. So don't run off right away. But again, thanks for being with us. Also, do want to remind you the best content here shows up over there at usadailyreview.com. And you're listening to The Price of Business.